Hello. Yeah, I'm Justin from JetBrains. I put myself here, and I also put my team here. And there's actually more of my team here. Say hi. Yeah, you can talk to us. Recognizing some of us. I didn't manage to put all of them there because I shamelessly just reused my BazelCon slides in a hurry. Who was at my presentation on BazelCon? Okay, quite a few, so maybe not that much new for you, but maybe a little bit what we've been up to in the past half year. Spoiler, it's fixing bugs and performance improvements. Classic, yeah. Anyway, so a little background on our team. So we're at JetBrains, who make this wonderful IDE, which I'm sure you all use, IntelliJ. Oh yeah, I'm fine. I'll be using the mouse anyway. Yeah, with this logo here. And yeah, so like almost 2 years ago, we decided we need to work on Bazel support in IntelliJ. So the story is there is a Bazel plugin by Google for IntelliJ, which has been around for a long time, since, I don't know, 2016, 17 or so, which is, I understand, got forked from a Google internal plugin. Now, back in 21, 22, we started talking to a lot of customers, and we found Bazel is the new cool thing now in build tools, and we weren't building any support for it ourselves, but yeah, there was this plugin. Many users weren't entirely happy how it worked for them because I guess it was built by Google for Google, and they were so nice as to open source it, but it didn't meet the demands of the realities of our other users, other companies. So, well, the first thing we did, we started this Bazel Community effort. So we kind of teamed up with Google to help updating the plugin. And big props to Tomasz here, who actually does most of the work on that and still does. So thank you, Tomasz. Yeah, he keeps the thing running with the current versions of IntelliJ. So honestly, he delivers 90% of the value of our team right now. So, however, yeah, and keeps it updated, helps with reviewing pull requests by the community, various companies addressing more needs. Yeah, however, we decided, hey, we could do much better. How hard can it be? Very hard, because we're here 2 years later and we don't have a proper release yet, but I'm gonna tell you what we have, and I think we're getting close. So yeah, we started building our own plugin, and yeah, it's based on this thing I came up with some people from the Scala community, the build server protocol, which aims to make it easier to integrate all kinds of build tools. It turns out doing this for Bazel specifically is maybe more work than it's worth, but we got what we got. So, and maybe the future will be bright and we will be able to integrate even more build tools more simply once we support Bazel. I'm sure we can support everything just as easily, right? But the main point is we want to match the UX expectations of IntelliJ users, the general workflow. And yeah, as I mentioned, how hard can it be? Very hard. We need to work on all kinds of odds and ends that I will maybe mention later if we have time. Now, I made a few links here. So you will be able to already try this plugin. Maybe it works for you, maybe not. It will most likely work for you if you have a Bazel repo that is not extremely large. and uses JVM languages. It might also work for Python, depending on how your configuration looks. We have a feature overview. I will give you a little tour of what we have currently. I haven't uploaded these slides to the shared slides yet, but I will do so you can get the links. Anyway, yeah, all of this is currently open source. It will mostly remain open source. We will probably have a few features that are locked behind ultimate licenses, but it will definitely be moddable for your purposes. And yeah, so it's currently actually shamefully not a mono repo. It's 3 small repos, which we are going to merge soon enough because surprise, maintaining several repos for a single project is a pain. Yeah, many of us had made this experience, but well, it was just easier to set it up this way initially. Right, demo time. So you can actually scan this QR code to get to the plugin page. I will give you a few seconds to do so. And that explains how to install the plugin. Currently, it's you have to add 2 repos, like plugin repos to your IntelliJ configuration. We will eventually have them released properly, so you don't need to do that. Yeah, it's actually 2 plugins, the BSP plugin and the Bazel plugin. Right. So demo time. Yes, I prepared something here. So unlike the Google Bazel plugin, this follows standard IntelliJ setup. You just open the project and it starts importing. This went very quick because I had everything cached. If it's not cached, it will go obviously less quick. And if it's very large, we do have some issues in the IntelliJ platform that so it has trouble grading tens of thousands of modules. So anyway, what do we see here? So this is Bazel BSP. This is just our BSP server. It's a pretty small repository as Bazel repos go. So first thing I want to show you here is this little Bazel icon on the right that looks just like the one from Google plugin, and wonderful. What did I do with the project view file? Did I mess it up? No. Okay, that's why it was so fast. Okay. I hope do I just delete it and reload? No. Okay. I just reset this project, so I tried it. I promise I tried it out before I did this. Every time the same problem, so it should work, right? Here we go. Yes, now it takes a little bit longer, but not that much longer, 7 seconds for the small repo. Anyway, now here, we have a little overview of all our targets. You can explore it in a tree view. You can do a context action, copy target ID, build target, jump to build file. Maybe we'll add something to jump to sources associated with the target. We'll have to figure out how that looks UX-wise. Meanwhile, you can find the build file. You can jump to the build file through here usually. This doesn't work for some build files, I noticed. Sorry? It's platform issue. So it's not our Bazel team fault. It's the general IntelliJ fault. Maybe this will work. It's a nightly build, yes. Anything can break. Because yeah, we just literally updated this Friday. So Friday pushes. Okay, nothing is working. Wonderful. Every time, classic presentation effect. I went through this before today and it worked fine. But yeah, this is obviously a platform issue. We didn't do anything on this file. Okay. We'll report that afterwards. It's a nightly build. Anyway, so still, what you can do Here, obviously, copy target ID, build target, so you can build a specific target. Maybe we have some test, format test, and you'll get a few context action, run the test. It runs the test through Bazel. You can also run a debug, set your breakpoints, and it actually runs it from Bazel with whatever configuration from Bazel, and you can still debug it from the IDE. But as a fallback, you'll also have here test and debug as Java application. So then IntelliJ will run the Java application directly and Bazel is not involved. Ooh, what's this file system synchronization? I also haven't seen this one before, taking so long. Right, so this is a very small project, and as Martin said, yeah, we're working making everything work better with bigger projects. Historically, this just has not been a big topic for IntelliJ. We're getting there. So honestly, this has been most of what we're doing over the past half year. Just making this stuff work a little more smoothly. Right, what else do we have? So we have, yeah, I maybe open the Bazel project. So you see it doesn't do import compile because I just did that before, because Bazel may take a bit longer since it's a bit larger project. You'll see here we have only this source main Java tree. And well, the reason for that is we support project views, just like the old Bazel plugin. Something is blocking the IDE. Okay, this is starting to get embarrassing, honestly, because it's just hanging. So I need to talk to someone from management. Yeah. Oh wait, that's me. Okay. I opened the Bazel project. So here we just import source main Java because the Bazel project contains a bunch of targets that we don't support yet. Another thing you can do here in this view is like search for test. So you get all the targets that have test in the list. And usually they're marked as testable. I don't know why these are not, because I don't know the project well, so. Oh yeah, right, we can filter testable targets. None. Okay, none in Bazel. Oh, yeah. Maybe we can do that. Incomplete project view. I hope this works. Let's see how long the sync takes. Sorry? JPS builds. Yeah, that's a feature we currently have in development. Maybe I can show you on the other project. Bazel BSP. So still a little hidden. We call it JPS build. So the Google plugin actually has a similar feature called fast builds, which doesn't run Bazel to run a build. Let's see if this works, because no promise there. Resolving SDKs. No promise at all that this works right now. Meanwhile, we see the Google plugin, the Bazel build resolving. So currently this part, applying changes to workspace model takes the longest. This, at least when you have everything in cache. This is the part where the IntelliJ project model gets updated. And that's where we still need to work on with the IntelliJ platform team. So, was it fully loaded? JPS build. Does it work? Okay, I'll wait for them. Maybe we can open another project meanwhile. Shared. Where is it? Not opening. So some people in my team think I should have just pre-recorded everything. But I'm not ashamed of being ashamed. So. Which one, Bazel? Something is, no. This just took just as long before. When I tried, it took several minutes on Bazel, yes. I think this is a regression. Sorry? Oh, that's progress. That's surprising because this is not completely done yet. And we don't have the other targets. Oh, so yeah, apparently opening 3 Bazel projects at once can be a challenge. Sorry? Bazel, yeah, it is imported. Let's see, test. Show testable targets. Yes, we can run tests. This is in Bazel. And it does run the test target. And yeah, I've shown you these other features. But what we would like, build failed. Okay, the JPS build failed, right? Yeah, everything is still hot. And sorry, I didn't prepare this part of the presentation at all. So where? Here? Where? Oh, here. Loading available versions from beta. Beta 5? YOLO. Okay. It is activated, right? Let's see. So we're live developing here a bit, live testing in front of an audience. So anyway, yeah, this JPS build, like fast build, is the idea is if you have a Bazel configuration, which is maybe not 100% optimized for Bazel, so you might have large balls of sources or dependencies. It can take Bazel a long time to run incremental build, even if you only change a single file or something. And IntelliJ can often do a bit better here on the incremental builds. So you might get sub-second builds rather than 30-second builds. In this case, not, because I think it has to build just everything, the whole project by JPS at first, or the whole project view. So whatever you imported. Eventually, we'll look at optimizing that as well so that it maybe can reuse previous Bazel build outputs and then just rebuild the parts that you changed locally. But yeah, you see it actually worked. So, yay, son. What else do we have? Do we have more features to show, or do we have more? Is our time already up?
Yeah.
Okay, we have 30 seconds for a question. Yes.
So my question is going to be related to my previous question. So is it possible to run the front end was perhaps an LSP server on a local machine, and the backend, that is the BSP server and the Bazel, on a remote machine?
Not currently, no. You can run IntelliJ backend on a remote machine and an IntelliJ front end locally.
So the gateway backend would be running both Bazel BSP server and BSP client, and the
So currently, the Bazel BSP server is just a local server. It's basically just an abstraction layer. Maybe in the future, we'll look into having that orchestrate some kind of remote executions or something. Anyway, so since my time is up, please come talk to us, any of us. Also, Dmitry Kazhevnikov from Sea Lion team is over here. So if you are mostly interested in C++ and Bazel, talk to him. Yeah, and who's next?